let's talk about bandhas. A bandha is basically a muscular contraction, but it specifically refers to a place in the posture that is engaged, gripped, or controlled. And if you do any form of yoga asana at all, you're already practicing bandhas, even if you're not aware of it. Here we'll talk specifically about how they relate to pranayama, and we'll learn three bandhas in particular: Jalandhara Bandha, Mula Bandha, and Uddiyana Bandha. Iyengar uses the analogy of an electrical grid. In an electrical grid, we use transformers, switches, fuses, and wires to ensure that we can direct the flow of energy to its proper location. In pranayama practice, we use the engagement of bandhas similarly to prevent the dissipation of pranic energy and to aid and assist it into going into the regions where we want it to. The first bandha that we'll cover is Jalandhara Bandha, as that's typically the first bandha that a yogi should learn. It's generally taught in the shoulder stand series, and how I usually teach it in my teacher trainings is that I will read over the instructions that Iyengar has provided in his books Light on Pranayama and Light on Yoga, and then I will demonstrate the instructions, provide some additional details about those instructions, and then practice that with my students all together. And I think that that approach will work for this video recorded version of the Jalandhara Bandha and the Bandha teachings also. Let me pull up Iyengar's instructions and we'll read them all together. Jalandhara Bandha contracts the anterior neck muscles, flexing the neck and drawing the chin to the sternum. Sit in a comfortable seated position. Keep the back erect and lengthened. Lift the sternum and the front of the rib cage. Without tensing, stretch the sides of the neck and move the shoulder blades into the body. Keep the thoracic and cervical spine concave and bend the head forwards and downwards from the back of the neck towards the chest. Do not constrict the throat or strain the neck muscles. It should not be forced forward, downward, or tensed back. Keep the neck and throat muscles soft. Bring the head down so that both sides of the jawbone rest evenly in the notch between the collarbones on the front wall of the chest. Do not stretch the chin more to one side or the other. Also, do not tilt the neck to one side, which may cause pain and strain that continue for a long time. As elasticity is gained, the neck bends down increasingly. Do not force the chin to the chest, but lift the chest to meet the descending chin. Keep the center of the head and chin in alignment with the middle of the sternum, the navel, and the perineum. Do not cave in the ribs while resting the chin on the chest. Relax the temples and keep the eyes and ears passive. What Iyengar is describing there is maintaining an erect posture, similarly to how we would sit in most of our pranayamas, and with the spine continuing to be elongated. Nothing changes about that, but we just tilt the head on the axis so that the chin moves down towards the cleft between the collarbones. He advises you not to bend the neck to one side or the other or to turn the head, but that the chin is aligned with the sternum, the navel, and the perineum, which is the muscular tissue between the genitals and the anus. And so what I'll do is I'll just tilt my chin down towards the chest without taking the head or the neck forward. Just simply tilt the head on its axis. And as a result, you kind of feel this engagement in the throat. And I've had students describe it as if you are trying to find a double chin. And I'll show you a version from the side. In yoga poses, we specifically see this action in the shoulder stand series. We also see it in poses like Setubandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose, and we see a degree of it in poses like mountain pose and Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. So all together, sit up tall, open your chest, maintain elongated spine. With your head in a neutral position, don't tilt the head forward, don't take the neck forward, just rock the head on its axis and descend the chin towards the chest. Feel that engagement in your throat, and then see if you can lift the chest up slightly towards your chin. As you'll see in some of the daily practices, Jalandhara Bandha is essential in assisting with kumbhaka, or retention of the breath.